You can say funny things, or you can say things funny. Does that make sense? Look, writing jokes is hard, okay? You gotta come up with setups. You gotta come up with punchlines. They have to make sense. Yeah, there needs to be a reason why something is funny on paper. You know, why is that funny? Why are these words funny? Let's forget about all that. Let's forget about what's funny on paper and talk about saying things funny. Being able to be a good joke writer is very, very important in stand-up. What is equally as important is delivery. You know, stage presence, cadence, timing. When you tell a comedian's joke, you're telling it to your friends. Do you say it the way you talk? Or do you try to tell the joke the exact same way that comedian told that joke? If you're doing a John Mulaney bit, you say, I was over on the bench. Oh my God, Aziz. You have to say Aziz jokes like Aziz does. Jill, is there a...
I forgot your Pepsi.
I forgot my whole ass Pepsi? Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
I'm kidding.
This video sucks, huh?
Jill just popped in here to give me my Pepsi and to bully me.
Yes, sir.
You guys emboldened her with your comments. Some of your favorite comedians' best jokes might not even be funny on paper. They might have just said something in a silly way. Now, look, good delivery is so important when it comes to your comedy style, when it comes to your stage presence, when it comes to your persona, you know? Like, I use this as an example. Stephen Wright, Dan Mintz, you know, they have very monotone. Oh my God, really? That's so awesome. No way. Their lack of delivery, their deadpan delivery, that is also delivery. It's a stylistic choice. It's a calculated choice. Maybe comedians who are better at joke writing, you know, lean into a more deadpan delivery so that they can emphasize the written language more than they emphasize what's funny about the way they said something. You know what? You can see this switch happen in John Mulaney's career. So John Mulaney's early career, he is very, very much a joke writer. Like literally, he's writing at SNL, he's writing in his own comedy, but he's like a writer much more than he is a stand-up in his early career. So you can tell based on his slightly more monotone delivery that he is relying more on the jokes rather than his performance. But as time goes on, and this is why Kid Gorgeous and Comeback Kid are my least favorite out of the John Mulaney specials, is because it feels like in those specials in particular, he leans really, really into, oh my God, look at this. I'm over here. What's going on over there? Like, it's like he's just saying things silly. Whereas in The Top Part or New in Town, I think his earlier work, the material stands out a lot more because it's doing a lot more of the heavy lifting. And again, this is rectified a little bit in Baby J. I did a review of Baby J way back in the day, so give that a watch. Hey. Again, we mentioned Aziz. I think he's a really good example of somebody who, quite personally, I don't think is a very strong joke writer, but he says things so funny, like the way he talks. And I love Aziz. I think Aziz's stuff is great. I love, you know, his later, slower, post-pseudo-cancel stuff where he's like, I'm sorry. I'm Aziz. I'm sorry. Stupid. You know, and not every comedian, you know, has the exact same delivery. You know, a lot of the times when comedians are finding their voice, they will go through, you know, eras of, you know, their delivery. And especially in the beginning, they probably copy somebody else's delivery. You know, a lot of people from my generation and younger just do Mulaney. They'll do like the Mulaney. I see this from a lot of young comics. They won't mean to. I've definitely done this before. They will accidentally say something that is like a throwaway line, you know, in like a popular comedian's thing. Like John Mulaney be like, you know how you talk to your grandma? You know how you talk to you know how you know? Like I've seen a lot of people do that. I saw one person straight up rip Louis C.K.'s "ruined my day." And I think those phrases stick in our brains so hard because they were said with such a rhythmic, you know, such a pop song, earworm, sing-song tune. You know, George Carlin, there's a great interview where he talks about, you know, the delivery process and finding the rhythm in the language, where he goes on this ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da. You know, like the way he goes up and the way he goes down. And he's back up again. And the way that this can be instinctual, the way that you can just go on stage over and over again and try it and just do it naturally until it congeals into the bit that it is meant to be. Or maybe it is, you know, going into the lab and tuning this up, turning this down, like you're sound mixing your bits. I remember I got a great note. One time. The bit was my kiss cam joke, where I go, whose job is it? To be surveying the audience with a camera? And he's like, oh, fuck yeah. The note I got was a delivery note. They said, make that guy creepier. I was like, oh, yeah? Oh, fuck yeah. And that subtle note, that tiny little, make that guy sad. It was like a director's note, like an acting performance. Make him a little creepier. Oh, fuck yeah. One note I get a lot is slow down. I've heard it. I'm aware of the note. And I half agree with you and half disagree with you. Because again, one person who influenced me a lot was Ben Shapiro. I'm kidding. Robin Williams. I was like, no one told Robin Williams to slow down. It's like, well, they probably did. On the cocaine. They go, Robin, stop. You're going to end up like Belushi. All right. Robin Williams, there's a delivery. Whoa, hey. It's not your fault. It's terrible, Robin Williams. It's not your fault. But I always get the note to slow down and make sure I articulate everything, because if the audience can't understand what I'm saying, they're not going to laugh, because what the hell did I just say, I want to be able to speak fast. I want to, because I do think that my bits are wordy. It's an issue I have. I overwrite. And I'm trying to get to the punchline quicker. And yeah, I talk fast normally. When you're from the South, you either are like a auctioneer or you got that slow Southern draw. No, I'm like, can I get one? I got one of those, So I try to harness this Southeast auctioneer energy. But sometimes if it's, a show, like it's a live performance, and I'm, I do vocal warm-ups. Is that gay? Fellas, is it gay to care about your performance? But I gotta like, I don't drink cold drinks because it closes you up and slows you down. I usually have like a room temperature water, or alcohol. It's a comedy show. I'm drinking, and that's another issue. If I have 2 drinks, hey, I'm good. I'm loose. I got 3. I'm slurring. I'm not like that anymore, Jill.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm good now.
Stop lying on camera.
That's your heckle?
What, honesty?
God damn. I've never been told by a heckler, I'm just being honest. I'm just telling it like it is, you alcoholic son of a bitch. So yeah, I've had to open up the hood of my act and fine tune my delivery to make sure it runs properly. It's dumb. All right, I had to. Yeah. What the fuck? I still don't know anything about cars. There are a lot of comics who do the opposite approach of what I do. They'll talk really slow. They will space out there's a lot of negative space in a lot of comedians' acts, which I love. Oh, can we talk about negative space for a second? Fucking love good negative space, okay? Because one thing that I do with the fast delivery is I'll be like, but then when it comes time to the punchline and we have to sit for a moment, you have to allow, because I can't be the whole time unless you've seen my special. No, there needs to be moments where the audience has to take in what you said. They have to like digest it. You need to pause for laughs if you get them. So negative space is essentially when, like Gerard Carmichael, for example, he's a really good example of somebody who sits in the moment and really builds tension. And when you think about it, I hate everybody. Ron Funches, he's another great example. Anthony Jeselnik, again, I talked about this in my Bones and All review. He takes his time. He doesn't rush. But negative space is like the equal and opposite necessary component to timing. It's the space in between the music notes, the rests. Oh, we're talking about rhythm. Oh, comedy is just funny jazz. A lot of the times comedians will say that they'll work on a bit and they'll be like, this is how I have to tell this bit. I found the words, I found the delivery, I found the timing, I found the frustration. And then when it finally gets perfect, you better film it. Go film it because it's perfect. And then after you film it, burn it. Never do it again. Gone forever. You put it in the special, you put it out there, it's gone. It's good now. It's perfect. You immortalize it. And you never do it again. Let's talk about Louis C.K. for a second. Louis C.K. in his early career was very, hey, I'm telling you a joke. Have you heard about this joke? this is a joke. You know, it was very formal. It was very in your face. I'm telling you a joke. And in his later career, when he started taking off, started talking about more personal aspects of his life, having children, getting divorced, you know, the dark humanity. What reflected in the delivery change was he got more frustrated. He's like, oh, son of a bitch, dude, I don't fucking, what the fuck, I don't care. Like, there was frustration in his voice. There was stress. There was struggle. He was elevating things that we feel, but in a performance. And that's all in his delivery. He's delivering it like it's fucking Monday. Oh my God, it feels like it's been Monday for a year and a half. Oh my God, Maria Bamford. I've been dying to talk about Maria Bamford. Maria Bamford is such a masterclass in delivery because not only does she know her own style, her own voice, and she tells a story with appropriate cadence, appropriate pacing, with negative space. Oh, that bitch ain't afraid of negative space. But she also paints a picture and tells a story with a rogues gallery of characters. She'll do voices for her family, voices for her friends, voices for people on the street. They all like these distinct archetypes that we all know, and she'll weave in and out of them. And each one of these people have different deliveries. Each one of these people have different accents, different tones. And she's not like, now I'm going to do an impression of this person. She's just doing like a one-man show and playing 1,000 different characters. Jim Gaffigan, you know, he's got his regular stand-up voice where he's just telling you a joke, and then he does the perspective of the audience where he's like, this is getting weird. He's really pale. He's really fat too. This voice gets meaner as you let it go on. Is it the audience or is the voice inside his head? Whose head? Jim's or Jake's? Oh, it's getting meta now. Very weird. Hot Pocket. So if you are working on a joke, if you're writing a joke and you're like, it's just not working, I'm going to give you an acting tip. When I was in college, they made me do plays. Yeah, they made you do a play. Sure, buddy. No, they put a gun to my head and made me do a play. And they said, don't memorize the lines with like muscle memory in your voice. Like, don't come in here with lines memorized. Like, I already know exactly how to say this. Do another take. I already know exactly how to say this. Do another take. I already know exactly how to... No, you can't have the lines already set in stone. You know, they wouldn't call it delivery. They would call it a performance. You know, you're acting. I'm not telling a joke. I am the joke. No, fucking... I'm Meisner trained. No, but to put it in comedy terms... Don't have your delivery set in stone and then be afraid to change it. You know, be loosey-goosey. Tell it a couple different ways. Voice actors in animation, when they do a take A, they have to say this way. Take C, they have to take this way. Take B, they take this way. Like, they have to do take after take after take, and each take has to be so wildly different so that the animators and editors can, you know, have something to pick from. But that just shows you how much voice actors have to understand delivery, understand their instrument, understand how to play their instrument. That's why comedians are great voice actors. I want to work on a cartoon so fucking bad. See you soon, LA. You know, imagine being a voice actor, you know, trying to get a Disney gig and you go, they gave it to Eddie Murphy. Oh, they gave it to Robin Williams. Of course they did. Because the only people who understand voice and delivery and timing and cadence and rhythm better than voice actors is comedians. Is there a comedian that you can think of off the top of your... You know who's got crazy delivery? Mitch Hedberg. I'm just going off the rails on... This is just me autistically droning off into... This is my golden retriever hyperfixation. I have cornered you at the party. I am 2 Adderalls deep. But no, the most unique and the craziest delivery, the most unpredictable, but the most fun to replicate is Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg had the best delivery because it was so unique. Nobody else had that delivery, that jazzy staccato. Some of you might have saw if you look at my community post, but this is a Mitch Hedberg tattoo. And the bit of this tattoo with the frog in a jar and a stick and a leaf is... So I'm just going to do this Mitch Hedberg bit because I love Mitch Hedberg's delivery, and this is the story about this tattoo. And then we'll call it a day, okay? All right? He goes, you guys know who Smokey the Bear is? Cool. I was doing a show over in England. They have a different forest fire animal representative. Let's just stop right there. Negative space. Wait for the laughs. And then forest fire animal representative. Ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. That alone is already like, oh my God. You know what they got over there? Slappy the Frog. I like that system better. I think we should adopt it. Because when I see a frog hopping my way, I don't think, oh no, I should play dead. I think a frog, cool. Maybe he will settle near me and I can pet him and put him in a mayonnaise jar with a stick and a leaf to recreate what he's used to. So it's a frog in a jar with a stick and a leaf. Yes. Well, my camera died. So if that's not a sign from the Lord to call it quits, looks like the computer just turned out. Are we getting EMP'd right now? What the hell? All right. Well, that's delivery, I guess. Let me run through my outro. We got Patreon stuff. We got member stuff. Videos come up earlier for Patreon members and members on YouTube. If you don't want to do any of those things, like and subscribe, all that jazz. Appreciate you. This is ominous as hell. I don't like ending like this.